In this video, we're going to look at 3 new projects from Multi-Themes. Now, he's gone ahead and converted 3 classic themes over into element projects. So we have Tesla, Voyager, and Future. And I'm going to take a quick look at these and have a bit of a play around and see how we can customize them so you can get a better feel for how to get started. So let's start with, we can start with Tesla. Let's get this downloaded. Okie dokie, right, let me resize this so we can see what we're doing. Now, already you can see this has been put together. It's a complete website with a bit of content, and this is my default workspace. But what I like to do when working in Elements, I'll drag this window out a bit. If you're new to Elements, this feature might be new to you as well. You can rearrange the UI. So what I want my node browser, and I'm just going to drag that out here, and this will show us all the items that are in the web page, and we can click on these and find them. So if I scroll down and we click on the footer, it will scroll down to the footer, contact us, boom, like that. And it's the same in here. If I click here, it'll jump up in the node browser. So this is a great way to find content in your site. Especially, you know, there's a badge down here, and if we didn't want that, we could search for badge and select that and just hit return there and delete it. Whoops, let's just unfocus that, and then we can get rid of that and delete it. So it's as easy as that. Okay, so let's look at customizing some of this content. Now I want a different background in here, so I'm going to pick the Tesla global header, and I can see here this is a background component, and let's just have a look in the background, and I can override this image. So let's go over to my resources. Now we have these core resources that ship with Elements, and I can use any of these in my project. Let's have a look for a landscape. So I can just drag this across, boom, and we can try these things out. We can make this our own. We've got some abstract patterns here as well. Boom. So this is looking quite nice. And of course, because this is highlighted in green, this means it's a global and probably used on every page, which is looking good. Now, if we didn't want this background image on the portfolio page, for example, what we could do, we could break the link to the global and we could customize it. So let's drop a blue one in here. So now we've got purple there, blue, and let's go to the team page, and we'll do the same on here. I'm going to select the background. I'm going to break the link to the image, and let's drop in yellow there. So now on each of these pages, they're each different, even though it's a global header. And if I add a new page, let's just drag this up here. If I add a new page, we've got no content. So what we want to do, we want to drag in that global header, which is here in our components. Boom, and there's the global header. And you'll notice it's using the purple one, and that's because that is the default in the global, and we haven't overridden it yet. We can also override the type in here, and we do that with global overrides. So let's go to we've got our home page. Let's go to our portfolio, click in here and override the text, and just change it to my portfolio. So now you can see we can quickly update this and get it looking how we want. Now, if you don't want some of these items in this website, if you're just using this, you can select the items you don't want. I'm going to select this wrapper so it removes the whole thing. Nice, and now we've just got this layout. I don't particularly want this in here. Now, rather than delete it, if there's something you think you might want to use later, you can use the templates feature, which is really, really handy. And I'm going to drag the templates over here so we've got access to it. Now we also ship with a whole bunch of core templates, but you can put your own templates in a project as well. So I can take this extended BG and drop it in there, and that's safe in there for use later in this project. And so for now, I'm going to delete this from our page. And here we've got a contact us form. So perhaps I want to use that later, and I could drop that in here as well. That's only dropped in the flex, delete that. We'll take this contact us and drop it in there. So now we've got that to use later as well if I want it. So I'm going to delete this. So now my page has got a big header, scrolling down, just the content there and the footer. So let's go to our about page. And right now we've got no content on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag on a container and just pop it below my menu there. And I probably want a bit of padding on this container. So I'm going to go to spacing. I'm going to put 5 on the edges and maybe 20 on here. So now I've got a bit of space to work with. And if I wanted, I could drag in this contact us and pop it on this page. And of course, on this page, we also need the footer, and that was set up a global as well. And so that's there. I'm going to drop that in down the bottom of my page. So we could call this contact. So now I've got a contact page with a contact form and footer, and I've added that to this project. So you can see how things are kind of starting to take shape. We could obviously customize the image and the text, and to customize anything, we just double click into it. If you've been using Elements, you'll know a lot of this stuff already, but if you're new to Elements and moving from Classic, hopefully you're finding this useful. So very quickly, we can customize all these pages and get them looking how we want. These are obviously images, and we could just drag in images from here like this. So if you've got images on your desktop, you can drag them into the resources area and just add them into the site. Just going to add those in. Boom. And there's my portfolio. So really starting to take shape. Let's just go back here, and you remember we added this extended BG, and I could drop that in down here, and now we've got that for use in this page. So really easy to customize. Let's take another look at, or let's take a look at another project. So I'm going to delete that one and new project, and let's pick Voyager. Now these are all made by Multi Themes, and I know he's working on some more projects that he hopes to have available soon, so do look out for those. Multi Themes has been working in the RapidWeaver ecosystem for many years. I want to say around, he'll know better than I do, but it must be 15 years. So he's a long time RapidWeaver user. Right, so this is the next project. So this is Voyager. Again, very similar, and we can easily customize this. Let's get rid of that. But what I want to show you in this one, I want to show you some of the core templates we ship with. So if you've opened this project, and let's get rid of this, and we can delete a few of these things out of here. If you've opened this project and you want to add some different content to it, you can obviously use components and build these up from the ground up, or you can look in these templates, and this is kind of a faster way to build things up. So if we wanted a 2-column, we could drop this in, and a 2-column left. Whoops, not in that part. Let's undo that. We wanted it a bit lower. There we are. So yeah, we can drop in a bit more of this, and then we can obviously go in and customize this. If we wanted to change that background color, we could change it to white, like he has down here on this one. Very easy. Super easy stuff. Just double click, edit this text, and you can change the size and everything. Really straightforward. But what I do want to show you is some of the scaffolding. Now this is pretty cool, as it's kind of it's a step down from these fully fleshed out sections. Oops, I've done it again. Let's drop that in there. It's a step down from these fleshed out sections. It's kind of the single components. So let's delete that one. So here I've got a container, and if I drop that in, it's a standard container, but it's got a bit of default padding on it, which looks good. And then I've got these columns as well, which I can just drag in, set up as a 2 column. And I've got some cards here, and I can just drop in an empty card. You can see how this is filling up really quickly, and I can drop in some text there. Maybe we want a header above that. Boom. And I can just double click these. And start customizing them. Oops, let's click in there like this. And perhaps we want a button in here as well. Well, let's get some more text in there. Let's get some paragraph. We'll go for a large paragraph, drop that in there. And then maybe we want a button that's stretched. Boom. And then I've quickly created a card. Let's get a background image on there so you can see it a bit better. So really quick, let's drop in another card empty. Let's drop it there. And let's have a look at our items. And we could put in an accordion into the card. So let's duplicate that. Let's go and preview this in the browser. Scroll down and you can see our card and our accordion there. So that's pretty cool and very quick to set up, as you can see. So really easy to customize. In this theme, again, we've got a background image up here. So come over to our resources, easily drop something else in, or we could change it to a solid color if we didn't want that, or a gradient. You know, easily set this up to something quite nice like that. Change the gradient direction. So really easy to customize this however you like. So let's just have a quick look at the last template, new project. We'll go open the future one. So these are all great bases to start building your site from, especially if you're coming from classic. Very easy to pick one of these templates or one of these projects and then copy and paste your content over if you wish. So really nice. Again, let's customize that header. Let's drop that in there. Boom. And you can see it's got a bit of a color overlay on this one, which you can see here. He's got an overlay background. Yeah, there we are. So we can remove that or increase it. And then we could customize the color of this. Maybe we want to switch this to white so it's a bit more readable. And we could get rid of that subtext. So yeah, so this is looking really nice. And we've got our menu across the top there. Let's come back in here. Let's have a look at this. Yeah. So again, we could customize this, maybe set a fixed color or a different image. Let's put a hiking image in there. And he's got a blur on that. So yeah, really easy to set these things up. And maybe we don't want, let's have a look. Yeah, we'll keep that as just a white overlay. And we could drop an image into here. Get rid of this. So it's really starting to shape up. Yes, you could fiddle around with these things to get them looking just right. He's rotated this to get that cut effect, but you can also do that with the background. We do have an angle feature where you can just angle the edges. So that would be another way of doing it. If you wanted something like that, we could do this, and then I could get rid of that twisted one. So that's the thing with elements. There's a lot of ways to do the same thing. So that really cuts up there. So you could play around with this and get the site looking exactly how you wanted. Yeah, so these are the three projects from Multi-Themes that you can download right now from the store. And you can download them from the new projects window. But if you want more details about them, you can go and have a look on the marketplace, either in Safari, or if you click this here, it opens up your browser for you, and then you can learn more details about it and see a preview. So if we go back to the marketplace here, you can have a browse through all the other available projects. You can list them by price, low to high, alphabetically, and the last updated, things like that. And then if we go price low to high, all of these are free. All the free ones appear in Elements ready for you to open. But if you're having a browse in here and you want to open a project, you can just hit the open button here, or on the when you go to the details page in here, you can say open in Elements, and it will click through and go and open the project. But yeah, have a play around with these projects, because sometimes you can get ideas for layouts and also to find out how things work. So it's a nice way of learning more about how Elements works. All right, that's it for this one. It was just a quick look at the Multi-Themes new projects. So yeah, if you've got any questions about these, do post on the forum and we can help you out. Or Michelangelo from Multi-Themes will probably also be around to help you out as well. All right, thanks for watching this one, and I will see you again soon. Cheers, bye.